I know that there's a lot of speculation, conspiracy theory, what has happened out there, what started it. 大家好，我是young. How is everyone today? Today I want to talk about a topic that is hot in the news. It's very tragic, especially in our country. There has not been an incident like this with fire for about 100 years. And so I'm talking about the fires on the island of Maui in Hawaii. And as honor, I even wore my Maui t-shirt today. I've been to the island twice myself. I was there first in 1992, and I was actually there when a Hurricane Nikki did a lot of damage to the island of Kauai. Winds that I have never felt before, 80-mile-an-hour winds, but no rain, very, very odd. But I did feel the force of that hurricane, and I'm mentioning that hurricane because it has a lot to do with how the fires became so severe. I know that there's a lot of speculation, conspiracy theory, reasons that I find some ridiculous as to what has happened out there, what started it. But before I get into it, we have to remember that we're talking about devastation where already over 100 people have been killed, and there's about 2,000 that are unaccounted for. The death toll is going to go up. So it is a great tragedy, and my heart, my sympathy goes out to those victims and their families, and all Hawaiians. Hawaii is a very, very unique place. The second time I went was with my wife in 2018. We went to 3 islands, and we actually were on the Big Island while the volcano was erupting, and we took a helicopter ride over the volcano. One of the more exciting things I've done in my life. It took a lot of convincing to get Young, my wife, to get on that helicopter and go for that adventure. She always jokes that I would run towards a volcano and she would run away. I'm just more of an adventure person, but she was very happy that she did it because it was quite something to see from the air as the lava flowed 20 miles per hour. It was really something. Anyway, let's get back to the heart of the issue here. The fire began on Maui on August 8th. The reason I've looked into this a lot, that the fire started, is that there is a hurricane that was traveling approximately 60 miles south of the island of Maui. And it created 60-mile-an-hour winds. And these winds knocked down some power lines. Now, the infrastructure of power in Hawaii on the islands is predominantly aerial, up in the air, towers, poles, susceptible to wind and trees coming down. And so what happened was some of the lines came down and they caught fire. So now there's many reasons why it became such a devastating fire. First off is the wind that I mentioned that came off the mountains from the northeast and came down into the whaling village of Lahaina on Maui. And it created a convection oven effect, just made the fire exponentially worse. And the wind just made it travel. They said in 15 seconds, it went the distance of 1 block, where people could barely escape and they had to just go into the water. They could not outrun it. So you had this hurricane that was creating these winds. And what also happens is you have embers, burning embers from the fire that travel in the wind, and they travel somewhere else and start another fire. So there are a couple different factors that attributed towards things burning so quickly. One is that most Hawaiian structures are made out of wood, which obviously burns. If it was stone, it wouldn't. Also, a lot of the farming, pineapple farms and sugarcane farms are no longer in production. And so in its place, they imported this grass to grow to feed cattle that is not indigenous to the Hawaiian Islands, and it's a very invasive species of grass. It could actually grow 6 inches in 1 day. And it dries out. There has been a terrible drought going on in Maui. So everything is dried out, just combustible, ready to go into flames. And that's what happened. So it swept across these fields that used to be plantations for fruit or sugarcane, and it was just grass that burned instantly. So then there's speculation of, okay, people don't believe perhaps that is what happened. And I've heard things that, again, I'll go into a couple of them.